Today's adventure takes us to Newfane, New York, in a place that I've been to multiple times, but it's making its debut on this channel. Today, we're going to do the Van Horne Mansion. And yeah, we're going inside. Okay, the Van Horne Mansion was built by Judge James Van Horne in 1823. And it was actually the location of the first town of Newfane's meeting house. In fact, it was in this building that the town of Newfane got its name. Now, the Van Horne Mansion has been through many owners and it has a colorful history. It also has a very colorful haunted history. And that's also one of the things we're going to deep dive and explore while we're here. Now, the Van Horne does have a lot of reports of paranormal activity. Most of the paranormal activity is of the usual kind. Doors opening and closing by themselves, lights flickering. There is a men's sitting room here where you can still sometimes smell the pipe and cigar smoke from the town meetings. There's also a whistling spirit here. It is said the whistling spirit is possibly the spirit of a caretaker who is still making his rounds and taking care of the property. Now, on the upper floor, there is a witch's walk, and that area is a hot spot for paranormal activity. In fact, when I was doing an investigation here years ago, it was quite active to the point where we even lost a crystal pendulum, which that was crazy. We also went down to the basement. Of course, most basements are very, very spooky places. Now, the number one spirit here is the spirit of Melinda. Now, Melinda was a young lady who got married to one of the sons of the Van Horns, and she died within a year. And there was never a good cause of death revealed. So her death actually to this day does remain a mystery. And we're going to visit her grave because she's actually buried on the grounds. Now, for the most part, this is going to be a tour of the Van Horne Mansion. But that's not to say I'm not going to be on the lookout for paranormal activity. So when I do a place like this, I bring several pieces of equipment with me. Today I'm bringing a voice recorder, bringing my EMF detector, another EMF detector, and I'm bringing the standard K2 meter. I'm just going to have these with me. I also have another tripod, another video camera that I'm going to set up as a static cam in some of the rooms to see if I catch EVPs or possibly evidence of paranormal on camera, maybe a spirit or a shadow person, because shadow people have also been reported here. Now, this isn't a full-blown overnight investigation. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take the tour with the docket, and then I'm going to have a little bit of time to go through on my own and film the sites and show the place to you people. Now, I'm not going to show me sitting around asking for paranormal activity. You're not going to see me sitting around doing yes or no questions to the spirits. It's going to be like I said earlier. If I find something, I'm going to share it. If I catch something, you'll be the first to know. So, without further ado, let's get started. Okay, from what I understand, it actually took them a while to actually pinpoint where Melinda was buried. So, through the wonder of ground penetrating radar, eventually they were able to find the grave. And I'm going to show it to you. So, let's go take a stroll. And there she is. Melinda, the grave of Melinda. I just hope this does it justice. Let me see if I can get this closer so we can get the details of this stone. Okay, I'm down here in the servants area, in the basement. And the area I'm in right now is where there would have been a lot of activity, the hustle and bustle of daily chores by the servants. Now, there has been a lot of reports of actual shadow people and full body apparitions down here in the basement. Now, just on the other side, I'm going to show you the cistern where water was collected and where a lot of apparitions have been seen, especially when you first go down the attic stairs into the cistern. At one point, someone looked in one of the openings of the cistern and saw a Native American woman staring right back at them. There has been male spirits, female spirits, shadow people, pretty much the entire run of paranormal activity has been reported in this basement. And I tell you, I'm down here. I can feel the energy, um, paranormal energy. I kind of definitely feel like I'm being watched down here. So what I'm going to do, we're going to take a little walk through down here. I have a static cam actually, seeing if I can catch anything, and I got a couple of K2s. But we're going to go over by the cistern and down the staircase where the Native American woman was seen. Now, it is theorized that when the bounty hunters would come looking for the runaway slaves, because James Van Horne was an abolitionist, they would hide them in the cistern because the dogs couldn't track them because of the water. That's just the tip of the iceberg as far as the activity of this place. And the spirits are not shy about making themselves be seen. So I'm going to kind of grab this camera. We're going to go around there. If it's a little shaky, forgive me on that. But let's go take a look at this cistern. And we're going to take a look at the opening where the runaway slave was seen. And I am bringing this here with me. It's actually another form of a ghost meter, so it works with lights and sounds. So if we hear this thing go off, it could mean that we're hitting the pocket of energy. I'm going to put it up by this light. It would sound like that, but that light is emitting a lot of EMF. So that wasn't paranormal. But let's see if we can pick up on something actual paranormal. So let's go take a look around this basement. This place is actually incredible. Now, right over in this corner here, a full body apparition of a male has been seen. It's theorized that he might have been another runaway slave. He likes to puff out his chest a bit, make himself look bigger and intimidating, but he seems like he's a real nice fellow. I'm going to go this way. There's my K2. Now, this is the cistern that would collect the water. The water that would be collected would be used for non-potable, non-drinking purposes. Now, here's the actual cistern opening. Now, one of the reports that came out of here was someone on tour came down through here and looked in here as I'm doing, and he saw the face of a Native American woman looking right back at him. Crazy, right? Okay, so now we're going to take another walk up to one of my favorite parts and a very active part of this house. We're going to go up to the attic. So let's take a walk. Now, I know it's not translating well because there's almost no light in here. But this is the room when we did our investigation years ago, right in that spot right there, that we had a pendulum explode. It's definitely super hot up here. Let's go this way. Well, I seem to have put myself in a spot where at least I have some light, but I tell you, it is very hot up here. And one of the spirits that likes to manifest himself was seen just in this one corner over here. Seemed like it was a dapper fellow, and his presence of that has actually been confirmed by mediums. When he shows up, it gets really, really cold in here. As hot as it is up here, we can certainly use that right now. But apologize in advance for the lighting. This is pretty much just giving a grand tour and showcasing the Van Horne. The place has got, again, it's got a crazy amount of activity. It's got the shadow people. Melinda's here. Again, the whistling spirit. And I would think the spirits of many of the servants. They wouldn't have been slaves, but spirits of servants definitely are running like all over in this place. And the place was a stop on the Underground Railroad. So that also could lend to some of the activity. And it's also speculated that it might have been a bootlegging stop. So you take those things, and historically speaking, those usually add up to a lot of paranormal activity. The house is just like the energy here is just off the charts. I'm just going to take out my detector here. I want to see if there shouldn't be any EMF up here. And I'm not getting anything as far as EMF goes, but there's definitely enough reports that emanate from the Van Horne to me to say it is indisputably haunted. Who knows? I may catch something, and if I do catch it, I'm going to share it. Now, being up here by myself, I do feel a bit uneasy. Throughout my entire walk here, I definitely didn't feel like I was alone. This place is definitely the embodiment of living history. And I do hope that any of the spirits that may be here have found a way to reach out. They definitely do appear to people. There's nothing really menacing here. Sometimes there's the feeling of apprehension, tension, and that sort of thing. But nothing really forceful, although it has been said that Melinda being here, something could be keeping her here, but no one really knows who or what. So yeah. This place didn't disappoint, if nothing else, from being a fantastic building. So, like I stated before, this wasn't an actual paranormal investigation. Nonetheless, being the Van Horne Mansion and being a place that does have a lot of paranormal activity, it's no surprise that I actually caught something. Now, what I caught here was actually on my static cam that was down in the basement. So I'm not really sure what it is. All I can tell you is there was no one down there. I can't really tell if it's a grunt, if it's something's attempt at clearing its throat, if it's a heavy piece of furniture moving around. But I caught it, it's significant, and I'm definitely gonna share it here. So I definitely want you to check this out, and you can drop in the comments what you think it may or may not be. It's just important to remember that there was literally no one down there because everybody was upstairs. And this sounds like it was relatively close to the camera. Now, something else. What I didn't anticipate at the Van Horn was a lot of the rooms were not gonna have power. So what's the result of that? It means that some of the rooms that I went into to do some filming were either pitch black or the video was very, very poor. And for this, I apologize. I had no idea that there wasn't going to be power like up in the attic and in some of the key rooms up on the second floor. So, what does this mean? This means that there's actually a job for future me. It means that at some point I'm going to go back out there with proper lighting next time and do not a redo, but basically we could think of it as a part 2 where I'm gonna, with proper lighting, showcase some of the rooms. So there's gonna be some heavy editing in spots where that I just don't feel that it was worth putting on there because you got nothing but dark. There's the spot that you saw with me talking in the attic that I felt was important. I kept that, but there was a haunted dollhouse upstairs that there literally just wasn't enough light and you couldn't see it, so I didn't include it. And a lot of the attic I would have loved to showcase because there was some chairs up there was some really cool artifacts that I would have loved to have shown you guys, and I definitely will show you guys this, but that is going to be a job for future me. So yep, there will be a Van Horn part 2. I'm just not sure when, because the way my schedule goes, I have to roll forward. So, with that, we're going to wrap it up. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button, and we'll see you on the next adventure.